Welcome back, guys, to another video on the channel, man. And today we're going to be finishing up the M50 Swap 318i. As you guys know, in the previous videos, this was a 4-cylinder car. We have turned it around and we got everything damn near assembled in this car, man. We did end up changing the front wheels. Front wheels were flat, so we'll go ahead and squash that out. But all the parts have arrived. Let me flip this camera around so I can show you guys what all is new and what all I've done since the last video. It's been a lot of stuff, so bear with me and try to keep up. Here we are. We got the radiator installed, all new hoses for the cooling system. Underneath the intake, I did get the catch can and the overflow mounted up in this corner. Turned out really good. Super duper sturdy, not rigid or anything like that. It does stay up. All the lines ran for that as well, so that goes over to where the original expansion tank line would be. We also did get the fuel pressure regulator plumbed, all the fuel lines plumbed as well. So basically everything is hooked up and ready to go. I literally just have to stick the ECUs in, tighten a couple ground wires and a couple little things like that, and we're pretty much going to be good to go. Some exhaust work, bolting up a couple bolts on the transmission and things like that. But this thing is turning out to look fabulous. I did end up rearranging the garage just a bit. See the K5s over here now. We're going to start off by cleaning up, making this space nice enough to work around and work in, sweep up some stuff off the floors. You guys can see I got the pink valve covers going on both cars. Skyline's still out of commission. 2 months for a drive shaft, way too long. Thank the drive shaft shop for that one. Been waiting for a while. But we're not going to talk about that. This ended up fucking up really fucking bad. I tried to rush the paint, and that's what happens when you guys rush. So don't rush. I don't care. It looks better than the green. But everything's hooked up like it should be. The engine bay is looking pretty good. It will look good with a turbo in there, that's for sure. But enough talking. Let's get to cleaning. I got the shifter and all those things hooked up. The shifter feels really crazy, honestly. It's so notchy. It's super notchy. So as you guys can see, that's first gear, that's second gear, that's third gear, that's fourth gear, that's fifth gear. Super notchy. I think I'm gonna like that. There's reverse. That's reverse. So first, second. Oh man, I'm getting a call. This is a long while after my call. I got interrupted in the last clip. So I did get everything on the car. I had to change some stuff. I'll flip this thing around and show you guys what I had to change because I ended up breaking something. So I had an aluminum tank here. This is the factory. I didn't want to use that, but I ended up breaking the nipple on the other tank, and it didn't have a bleeder on it, so I don't think it would have worked in the first place. But I did get the catch can and all that stuff mounted up. This is where this will sit. This is just temporary. I'm going to end up getting another aluminum one, so it'll look a lot better than that. So I did get everything wired up. I got the fuel system hooked up and everything. I do have a leaky line right back there. You can see where it's wet. So I'll have to change the clamp on it, and then hopefully that'll fix it. But it does crank, but it does not start. It does not have spark, and it doesn't have fuel getting to the injectors. Fuel pump cuts on, but it's not pulsing. But this was the tank that I was going to use, and I had it mounted up in the corner, but I broke that thing right there. And if I can find someone to TIG weld, or if I can try to attempt to TIG weld it, I'll TIG weld it back on there and then put that on. But for now, I'm gonna run that. It's ugly, but it'll work. So I have to get a new DME with the mobilizer deleted, and once we get back with that, that's where I'll pick up where I left off and we'll just get the first start. But it has oil in it and stuff like that. It doesn't have any coolant in it yet because I still haven't fully connected these lines here. So, but I was trying to get a good crank on it. I had a bad ground, so it wasn't starting with the key, and I was stressing about that. Figured that out, and then figured out that I was getting fuel from the pump, but not to the injectors. So, immobilizer issue. I bypassed the EWS inside the car already, but I have to get a DME that does not have an immobilizer on it. So we'll bounce back as soon as I figure out what and how I'm going to do that. So this is like 4 days later. 4 days later, no, 2-3 days later of me trying to get this thing to first crank. We got old Ginger Boy in the background. We got Tyler.
1, 2, 3, or 4 days.
Dude, it feels like fucking. It's been a week since I was able to get it.
About fucking hippie girl's feet, and he
But
lost all foot.
I did get it to start, and I had the fuel lines swapped. So we're gonna go ahead and get this first crank. It is extremely loud because it does not have any exhaust on it just yet. So here we go. Did not like that.
The exhaust is not on, so that's why it sounds like bubbles.
What's it at?
Something in there said, what? And it fucking went to 90 again, so.
Alright. Canceling because that's a little loud, but it's fucking great. Is that belts?
Yeah. Definitely the belts.
Definitely the belts?
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'm gonna pull that belt off just to make sure it's not the fucking motor. I didn't rebuild this fucking motor, so I honestly don't know if Buddy tightened everything. I did go through and check a couple things, but I'm not sure on how Buddy did on doing this. So it runs. Hopefully a first drive soon. I still got to get some trailer and arm bolts and shit in there. But other than that, she's all the way put together. Bleed the coolant and stuff the ECU in, and she'll be all good to go. She is ready to slide, but I won't be able to make it to the first event due to some unfortunate circumstances. We're not going to talk about that.
He broke his leg.
If you look at it from far away, it doesn't even look that bad.
It's mint, like this pipe right here.
So
you get closer to it, and it's just like, whoa.
2 into 1, and then it's going to go back to 2.5 and bounce off to go to 3 right there. And then we're going to take this exhaust from the E39, chop it up, fit it up there, hang it. So it'll connect to that one end all the way back. But we're going to see if this fits now. And if it does, that's good. We can put some new gaskets on it, run the bolts in, actually. Yeah, we can. No, we can't. We got to put that on first. And then we could do all that, because the rest of it will just be clamped from there on back. But yeah, that's what we've been up to. And that's like kind of the last thing that needs to be done.
Side question. What do you guys think about the valve cover after he messed it up the second time? So look, do you think it looks cool? Because it kind of does in my eyes, and everybody else kind of thought it looks like kind of like lightning and stuff, but It had a chemical reaction and it separated.
But it's like sparkly. It looks
You see the
good.
white through it, and it kind of looks like lightning bolts.
I think it goes good with the pink we got going on the
This
Skyline.
one looks like Patrick Star off of fucking SpongeBob, and this thing looks like you just went to a nightclub.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fucking see if this shit fits, and if it does, that's good. We can weld up the rest of that, and then the back half should be really easy. So we'll see. So this is kind of like a day after the exhaust, well, a couple hours after, because that was last night or whatnot. We did get the exhaust done, which is the good part. But the bad part is the fucking motor's knocking. Yes, I said knocking. So now I'm here, and guess what we have to do? We're gonna pull the motor back out. How much fun? Lots of it. So since I showed you guys me putting it in, I don't have to show you guys too much of me taking it back out, because tomorrow we're gonna go pick up another motor, a used motor, one that doesn't have ARP head studs, one that doesn't have, new head gaskets and things like that, and we're gonna toss that fucker in there just because I'm sick of dealing with that. So now watch me pull this motor out fairly quickly. We're here. This is the motor that came back out of the E36. Look at the oil, guys. Man. This was supposed to be a fully rebuilt motor, too. It's got ARP head studs, it's got new gaskets and shit, but something was done wrong in the bottom end. Take the rest of this stuff off this motor. Be ready to stick the new motor inside. We're gonna go ahead and pull this valve cover. This valve cover transferred over to the new motor, and the rest of the accessories, oil filter housing, all that stuff. We're gonna clean it out first, make sure it's empty. But my plan is to be able to get this motor right back into the hole tonight. It's doable, because there's not really much I gotta take off of this thing. I gotta do this header right here, because the other one's missing some studs, the motor mounts, and the oil pan, and the front accessories right there. So we're gonna go ahead and knock that out quick. Valve cover installed on the new motor. Time to do these front components. We're gonna make a little mess with this oil filter housing. It'll be all right. So you gotta pull the alternator off in order to get all that off. We're gonna do the motor mount, oil pan, and then gotta take those knock sensors off, throw those on there, and then the whole motor is reassembled and ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and snap. There that is. Basically, all of the motor is assembled. Now we're about to lift it and get the. Let's turn this off for a little bit. I don't have my mic on right now, so I know you guys it's blaring. But I already got the flywheel bolted up. About to get the pressure plate and the clutch disc put on there as well. We're gonna lift it off of this and over somewhere over there, and pull the trans out. Get the trans bolted up, and then this thing's going back in that hole. Got to pull this mount right there off, the transmission mount, pull that out, and just watch the drive shaft. I might end up dropping the drive shaft just fully and then putting it back in there. But motor is assembled, and I will say this motor looks a little bit better than that one. The silver paint. The black and the pink and the silver like kind of go crazy. So, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this motor does not knock either. So let's get it. So there it is, all connected. But throw back in. So fucking upset that that motor was knocking when I put it in. So hopefully this one isn't. As you guys can see, it cleaned up really nice. Did do a little black paint on this side as well. Cleaned up that shit the best I could. This actually looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and insert this thing into the car. And now that that's inserted, did go ahead and fit the bumper with the bash bar. Still gotta go through and tack it. I cut a bunch off, and I think I'm gonna utilize that piece. I might try to make a rear bash bar as well. That'll fit with the bumper cover as well, because I still got a couple pieces over there that I can use. But it did turn out pretty good. I still gotta tack weld those pieces to the towers or whatnot, or to the frame, and it'll be good to go. But that'll do. Won't be too bad. And the bumper fits on there really, really nice. But the best thing about this is that this motor actually runs. I do have everything set up, so we can go ahead and give you guys a start video. And it does not sound like that one. So let's see. Let's get to it. Doesn't sound too bad considering the exhaust that we made. Still got to get some hangers and stuff put on, but she's almost ready, boys. Step back and look at it. It looks really good. Look even better when I get the front lip and stuff on as well. But this is how she is. That's how it's gonna be. Starts right up, no problems. That's what we want to see. And yeah, so now that I have a motor in that runs, the next video is going to be the first drive. There's still a couple of little tiny things that I need to do in order to get this thing to do the first drive. I have to put on some trailering on bolts for the back. I'm thinking I might do the reinforcements while I'm back there and the bolts are already out. So a little bit of welding on the back of that, and then pretty much the cooling system, just put some coolant in it and things like that, and she's gonna be ready to go. But as you guys can see from this angle, she's not looking too bad, and I'm ready for that first drive. If you enjoyed what you saw here in this video today, man, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and just tune in for more on this video, more on this build. Jeez.